So as a follow-up to our earlier interview with Mark Williams, Mark's actually agreed to come out and do a quick home inspection of a house today. So we're not going to follow him around through the entire inspection, but we're at least going to look at the highlights and come up with some things for homeowners that might be great maintenance ideas. So thank you for taking the time to do this. And
absolutely.
Why don't you show us what you found? I think there was an issue right over here to start off with.
Yeah, this is one of the things that that we run across quite often down here, is vegetation that's been planted on purpose to grow on the house, and typically this can lead to some issues, some moisture related issues and wood rot issues with the support members of this roof right here. Now in this particular case, the vast majority of the lumber is treated lumber, which is a good thing for this, but many of the porch beams and posts and things in this area are not treated, and so therefore this vegetation can cause some rot issues.
So get rid of it.
Get rid of it,
all right,
in my opinion.
Okay.
One of the issues that we found here on this particular house, we're in the garage, and there is a platform that leads up into the house here, and what I noticed is that the edge of the platform is relatively close to the door opening, and that can be a potential safety hazard. And these are some of the things that we look at here that the normal common person just does not notice these type of things. And what this does is, as a person is exiting this door, it places their foot very close to the side of this platform. So we've got what could be considered a potential safety issue here. What we would like to see is this platform extended over, say, another 8, 10, or 12 inches to create a larger landing area. Okay, now we're on this particular house. We're on the right end of the house, and as you notice, here's our dryer vent shroud, and you may not know this, but there's a stopped up dryer vent right there. Dryer vents are the #1 cause of house fires in America, and so it is critical that these stay clean. And this is one of the things we obviously check because it is such a safety issue. One of the biggest issues that we have here in the coastal areas is water intrusion, water penetrations in the exterior of the house. On the dryer vent shroud right here, we've got separated caulk joints. Okay, this is an area that water can get in and penetrate behind the siding. Here, for our HVAC systems, where the siding has been cut out for these refrigerant lines to enter the house, again, we've got an area here that's not been properly sealed. We've actually got 2 of these areas here, and there just needs to be some shrouds, some proper caulking, anything we can do to keep water from entering this wall. So that helps prevent wood rot, organic formations, things of that nature from growing inside the wall that can certainly be detrimental. I've got a couple more examples down here just a little bit further that we're going to cover as well. Again, here's another example of potential water intrusion, and this one is actually very high up on the wall. This is a condensate drain line for an HVAC system, and if you can see in the video, the siding there, this is a cedar siding, and it's not properly installed around this pipe, and it's not been sealed. Now, water can penetrate this area and run down the entire first floor exterior wall behind the siding, completely concealed from sight, and damage can result. It's small areas like this that we really try to pay attention to in order to head off these issues or identify the presence of potential issues. One of the most overlooked areas that we find around here is clogged gutters. Many people just neglect to clean their gutters consistently. As you can see, we've got a clogged gutter here. We've actually got a fresh pine tree growing out of the top of the gutter here. And what this can result in is water filling up the gutter, backing up onto the roof sheathing and the ends of the rafters, and creating a significant amount of rot, which can become very costly to repair. So gutter maintenance is extremely important. Another common issue that we find in this area is tree limbs that are too close to the roof system. Now, in many areas that may not be an issue, but here in the coastal regions, we can tend to have periods of extremely strong wind, And tree limbs are one of the #1 causes of shingle damage during storms, if we do have them. And it is just extremely important to keep the limbs cut significantly off of the roof so they do not damage shingles during storms. Okay, now here we have a well with a decorative cover on it. But as you can see, the builder made a mistake at some point in time, and obviously it looks here as though they forgot to run the wiring before they poured the pad for the well pump. So the electrical wiring has just been turned up out of this area. This particular pad was added later, and this electrical wiring is completely exposed. It poses several hazards, an electrical hazard, a tripping hazard, a child safety hazard. So we're going to need to come in here and, at a minimum, conceal this electrical wiring with some adequate conduit. One of the most overlooked items that we commonly find in a home inspection is the return filter for the HVAC system. These filters are absolutely critical to your equipment functioning properly, to maintaining a low power bill, reducing the cost of heating and cooling your house. Many people will not change these filters for 60 to 90 days. The recommended interval is every 30 days, and I strongly recommend that you follow those guidelines. The newer equipment, in particular in newer homes, the higher efficiency equipment, is less tolerant to dust and house debris than many of the older systems were. So therefore it is even that much more important to keep these filters changed on a monthly basis. Okay, now we are in the attic of this particular home, and as evidenced by the rust stains in what we call the condensate drain pan, this particular system had an issue with a water leak during operation of the air conditioning system. Now, many people up north are not familiar with central air conditioning systems in houses, but we certainly have them down here. And when the air conditioner is running, it makes water, and this water has to be drained to the exterior of the house. This particular line right here is called a primary condensate drain line, and this is a secondary catch pan. In this particular situation, what happened in this house is, due to a lack of secondary condensate drain protection, the return plenum filled with water, and we actually had a water issue on the ceiling that had to get repaired here. My personal preference is to not only have a secondary condensate drain protection via a float switch, but to also have a positive drain directly off the system into the pan, and then a positive drain off of the pan to the exterior of the house. My personal view on containing potential water issues is to do everything you can to stop them before they actually happen. So we've got a little bit of extra work that we've got to do to this system to truly, totally protect it. One of the aspects of the electrical system that we test while we're doing a home inspection is the ground fault system. In a kitchen, this is a ground fault outlet, and when we push the button here to test it, that ground fault should trip, which is exactly what it did. One of the other things that we're looking for is to ensure that the refrigerator is not on this same ground fault circuit. In the event that it is, which this one is not, the light is on, it's working just fine. In the event that this refrigerator would be turned off right this minute, we would know that this refrigerator was on this ground fault circuit, and a correction would be in order. When the compressor comes on the refrigerator, it can trip a ground fault if it's on that circuit, and in the event of that, you can lose all the perishable items within the refrigerator. So that's just one of the small things that we're looking for when we're doing a home inspection.